Module 9 will talk about cleaning and disinfection, and so that's super important. This is a short and very straightforward module, yet this is perhaps one of the most important ones. So what does the law say? That food premises are to be kept clean, and that all food contact equipment needs to be cleaned and where appropriate disinfected as frequently as necessary. And so here I will emphasize on the fact that this is clearly specified, cleaned and disinfected. So the process of disinfection happens by using the right chemical or using heat. So the right chemical for disinfecting is a disinfectant or a sanitizer. So a sanitizer is a cleaning product that combines a detergent plus a disinfectant. And so when you are using a sanitizer, it really needs to state on the product that this is an actual sanitizer, not to be mistaken with a detergent which will not disinfect. So you also need to use what's called a cleaning schedule. So a cleaning schedule contains what needs to be cleaned, who needs to do it, when it needs to be done, how it needs to be done, the type and amount of cleaning product, the contact time, so how long does the product has to stay on the surface for to be efficient, safety precautions to be applied, for instance, do you have to wear masks, goggles, protections, etc., and check and records. So just to be sure here, checks and records need to be done by a supervisor. So it's not the person performing the task that's going to do the checks and records, otherwise you're going to end up with fabricated data, and you don't want that. So a cleaning schedule is also a document that's required during the due diligence process when you get inspected, so this is really good to have it handy. Not only that, it will provide you with routine processes and ways of work and remain consistent, but it will also help you to comply with the law. What safety precautions would you apply when cleaning to prevent hazards? So cleaning can introduce a new set of hazards which we need to control. So first of all, we need to purchase chemicals from reputable suppliers. So I insist on reputable suppliers throughout the course, but this is super important. For instance, if you are buying cleaning products that are coming from the supermarket, they might not have the same efficiency and the same dilution rate as a professional product would. So this is highly recommended and nearly mandatory now in the UK. This is a very big concern that professionals use professional products. Don't use the same cloth for everything. Use color-coded chemicals for equipment and clothes. Always follow manufacturer's instruction. Wear suitable protective clothing. Use suitable equipment in good condition only for specific tasks. Don't clean near food. Don't mix chemicals. So this is extremely dangerous. Don't store chemicals near food. Dilute and rinse as required. So obviously dilution relates to the fact that you read the manufacturer's instruction and you know what the correct dilution is. Otherwise, you can use a dispenser. So when you are buying products coming from professional suppliers, you can get a dispenser to come along with it and a bucket. And so usually one push of a button is the right amount for the given bucket. So that's very convenient. Don't decant chemicals into food or unlabeled containers. Use dispensers provided by manufacturers and clean and store cleaning equipment properly. So what do we need to clean and disinfect? We need to clean and disinfect anything that touches the food. So think food utensils and equipment, chopping boards, preparation surfaces or adjacent to the wall, sinks, refrigerator, etc., containers, etc., etc. So anything that touches the food needs to be cleaned and disinfected. So using the right chemical or using heat. So when you are using heat, for instance, using a dishwasher, you need to make sure that the temperature of the dishwasher reaches 82 degrees at least. This is also something that inspectors love to check. They will verify the temperature of your dishwashers. In the event that the dishwasher doesn't go high enough, so that it doesn't disinfect, you will need to use an additional product to disinfect the items. Bear in mind the fact that things are disinfecting themselves on their own. For instance, a frying pan, just its own heat will disinfect it. You also need to clean and disinfect any hand contact surfaces. So any touch points, any handles, for example, doors, drawers, refrigerators, any taps and hand wash basins, and also nail brushes. You also need to clean and disinfect cleaning material and equipment, and that's super important. So all the tea towels and the cloths, they need to go into the washing machine, and you need to wash them as high as you possibly can. So what's the most important reason for cleaning and disinfecting food premises? Well, the first one, and the whole purpose of the course, is to prevent food poisoning. How would you clean a preparation table used for raw and cooked meat? So if you were to design the process in your mind, what would you start doing first? Pre-clean. So we will remove all the food debris first. Then we'll clean using a detergent. Then we'll rinse and we'll disinfect. And then we'll let it air dry, or we'll use a disposable paper towel. So the process of cleaning is always the same. We always begin by pre-cleaning, then using a detergent, then rinse, then disinfect, then air dry, or use a disposable paper towel. Or we can combine disinfecting and cleaning using a sanitizer. So list 2 headings found on a cleaning schedule. What, when, how, who is responsible, and who checks. I'll say it again, but the person who checks is not the person who does the task. Chemical and dilution, safety precautions. If you are cleaning a table used for raw food and a table used for cooked food, would you recommend using the same cloth or different? Different. So this is actually something that we see a lot with chefs, is that they will use the tea towel hanging down the apron to wipe down the working surface, and before you know it, they're actually taking something out of the oven with the very same cloth, or transporting plates, hot plates. So this is extremely bad practice. So you need to use color coding or different pattern or whatever you like, or even better, disposable paper towel to wipe down benches. But don't use the same cloth for everything, because this is a great vector of contamination. Which single chemical would you use to clean and disinfect a drawer handle? There is only a single chemical that does that, the process of cleaning and disinfecting at the same time, and this is called a sanitizer. State 2 hazards associated with poor cleaning and disinfection. We have 4 types of hazards: chemical, physical, and microbiological. Does it relate to allergens there?